Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yeshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, apostles, to the archons, to the women and children around the world in Paleo Hebrew language. Kal Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha-Rokah Kodash Mahamath, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit, holy, and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Double honors to my apostle elder, Hawam. And salutations to the archons on the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, we got to keep an eye on technology, especially when it has to do with AI. It says here that patenting Gotham AI surveillance system and Peter Thiel, a 4-part series on the Antichrist. Wow. So false prophets are coming out, and AI is going to be what's going to be in charge of making decisions for everyone and determine who's a criminal and who's not. Right? The title of this lesson, The Wicked Shall Perish. So I'll play a little bit of it. Now the person who's in charge of this video, he's going to advertise his video. I have to wait till he does that so then we can watch the rest of the part that I want you to listen to, okay? And with that, let me play it.
This is Dan Ditz here reporting for Press for Truth, and what you're looking at here, my friends, is the homepage and website for Palantir, a software company that is developing AI-powered automation for every decision. This company was co-founded by the multi-billionaire Peter Thiel, and as my friend Jason Basler of the Free Thought Project points out, Palantir has just recently locked in a $10 billion Army contract, one of the biggest in the Department of Defense's history. Its software runs through 30-plus federal agencies. Its market cap now tops that of Bank of America and Coca-Cola. The techno-military complex isn't emerging, it's already here. Why is no one sounding the alarm? A very good question when you consider the fact that Palantir is now putting people on the fast track towards the technocratic surveillance state, while at the same time trying to convince you that everything's okay, this is all for your safety and for your protection. Now, one of the main platforms that operates under the Palantir umbrella is called Gotham. This is your software being the weapons system. Decision dominance from space to mud, orchestrating combat power. This is an AI-driven combat superiority where they're exploring defense solutions such as powering the kill chain. Gotham's targeting offering supports soldiers with an AI-powered kill chain, seamlessly and responsibly integrating target identification and target effector pairing. So today I want to take a look at this article, Inside Palantir, the secretive tech company helping the US government build a massive web of surveillance. Government agencies are contracting with Palantir to correlate disparate pieces of data, promising efficiency, but raising civil liberty concerns. Now, I was one of these people very concerned with this company where a couple of months ago I confronted Peter Thiel about all of this to his face, about Palantir, Jeffrey Epstein, who he met with, and the Big Brother surveillance system that these guys are currently setting up. And if you guys didn't think all of this here wasn't bad enough, check this out as well. Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel is going to be leading a 4-part series on the Antichrist. Coming up later this month, a California nonprofit is set to host an off-the-record lecture series featuring billionaire investor Peter Thiel on the biblical figure of the Antichrist. In fact, not long ago, he went on a podcast where the podcast host asked him, is it possible that the very Antichrist you speak of is, going to be given a platform to emerge on through this Palantir tech that you are setting up? And we'll watch him kind of squirm his way through the answer, as I find it's very revealing about this man we're dealing with, guys. So we're going to be talking about all of this and much more in this video. But really quickly, guys, before we do, I'd ask that you check me out here at this Give, Send, Go campaign, where you can help save and protect Press for Truth.
Let
Guys,
me
in case
skip
you
a
didn't
little
know,
bit
I
of that.
started Press for
Slakia.
Truth back in 2006 in Pressing for Truth. And in case you didn't know, I'm also a one-man show, guys. I do all the research, all the filming, all the
Slakia.
editing, all the posting. Click here on Give, where it will take you to where you can make a contribution. And if you don't like to use Give, Send, Go, guys, you can also check me out at Press, to everybody who takes 1 minute today to contribute to my efforts here at Press for Truth. All right, guys, this is the homepage, the website for Palantir, AI-powered automation for every decision. We see here, our software powers real-time AI-driven decisions in critical government
Slakia.
in the West, from the factory floors to the front lines. And these are the 4 major platforms that operate underneath this umbrella. You got AIP, automate operations from the factory floor to the front lines. Gotham, archive AI-driven combat superiority from space to mud. Foundry, build and manage ontology-powered software with a complete developer platform. And Apollo, autonomously deploy, monitor, and manage software across any environment. There's so much to talk about all of these things, but for the purposes of today's video, I wanted to focus on Gotham in specific, and this article delves deep into it. As we see here, Gotham is an investigative platform built for police, national security agencies, public health departments, and other state clients. Its purpose is deceptively simple. Take whatever data an agency already has, break it down into its smallest components, and then connect the dots. Gotham is not...
Okay, let's just stop it right there. I think you're catching the hint. But as you can see, they're going to be in charge also of health as well. In other words, that looks like that will be the way they're going to bring in the mandate of the MOTV, right? Because they're going to label everybody a criminal, right? From cradle to elderly, right? But the people themselves, they're okay, right? They're the ones that are in charge of this technology. They're angels, right? They're the righteous ones. I want to go to Psalm chapter 37, verse 20. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, shall they consume away. So, of course, they're getting ready with all this technology because they know that Yahweh Shai is coming back. Those so-called UFOs, they know those are chariots. They know what's coming, and they got to get ready. And they have to have some type of technology to control the military, where they do not, when the military will not respond to what they'll tell them to do anyway, right? Jump to verse 22. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. And the Edomites in power know that this is not their land, this is not their planet, right? Their kingdom is not of this earth. Because look what they're doing to it, right? They are poisoning it. The air, the water, the food, the land, right? I want to jump to verse 27. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. Okay, before I go any further, let me put a little bit more.
A database. It takes fragmented data scattered across various agencies and stored in different formats and transforms it into a unified searchable web. The stakes are very high with Palantir's Gotham platform. The The software enables law enforcement and government analysis to connect vast, disparate data sets, build intelligence profiles, and search for individuals based on characteristics as granular as tattoos or immigration statuses. It transforms historically static records, think Department of Motor Vehicle files or police reports, and subpoenaed social media data like location history and private messages into a fluid web of intelligence and surveillance. These departments and agencies use Palantir's platform to assemble detailed profiles of individuals, mapping their social networks, tracking their movements, identifying their physical characteristics, and reviewing their criminal history. This can involve mapping a suspect's gang members network, using arrest logs and license plate reader data, for example, or flagging individuals in a specific region with a particular immigration status. The efficiency the platform enables is undeniable. For investigators, what once required weeks of cross-checking siloed systems can now be done in hours or less. But by scaling up the government's investigative capacity, Gotham also alters the relationship between the state and the people it governs. Now, this is exactly what I was extremely concerned about when, as I say, I confronted Peter Thiel to his face about all of this. If you haven't seen that one, let's give that a watch. It's just a couple of minutes long. Again, this was a couple months ago in Sweden at the annual Bilderberg conference, where I had a chance to confront Peter Thiel to his face about all of this. Mr. Thiel, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir? Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein? I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one. You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir. You think the American people want this surveillance tech being used against them? He's not happy about these questions, let me tell you. Any comments at all on the Epstein connections? Just militantly looking
meeting
forward.
with them.
Confronting him about meeting with Epstein, the surveillance, Big Brother tech surveillance system.
Look at that. He's going to go meet Epstein. In other words, this technology that they have, what they're going to really use it for is if you don't follow their belief system, their science, and their false paganism gods, they can label you, accuse you, and charge you with anything they want, right? Because they are above the law. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 12, the word of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. So, they're going to talk about their technology, their glory of power and authority, right? But at the end, it's all going to go against them. Verse 13, the beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischief and madness. Right? It is. Right? Using AI to threaten people if they don't comply with their belief system. Matthew chapter 12. Give me a minute. That's how wicked this world is. Chapter 12, verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, of the mind, the mouth speaketh. Right? So, his words and his action is proving to the whole world what the intentions really are, what they want to do. Right? They want to have everyone into a higher level of slavery and use AI as their new gods for everyone or else. Verse 35, a good man out of the good treasure of the heart, of the mind, brings forth good things. An evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. And boy, what they are doing, what they're bringing is evil. They don't want to hear that. They don't like that. But that's the truth. Verse 36, but I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the days of judgment. So everything's being recorded in heaven while these wicked people in power, what they are doing, they're not going to escape. Verse 37, for by their words thou shalt be justified, and by the words thou shalt be condemned. And boy, they have been doing so much wickedness for so long that they don't know that they already are condemned. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Keep thy heart, thy mind, with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Verse 24. Put away thee a forward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Verse 25. Let thy eyes look right on, and let thy eyelids look straight before thee. And he is not doing that because he doesn't have the righteous guidance, because he is not called, right? He is not part of the tribes of righteousness, but of wickedness. Verse 20, where was I? Okay, Slakia. Verse 26, ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. And how you let it be established? When you're doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They're doing the work of evil. Verse 27, turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. And they're not going to remove it because they are the evil that the Bible talks about. Jacob, Job, Slakia, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Right? I want to go to Proverbs chapter 10. Give me a minute. Verse 11. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. Yeah, and they are violent and wicked, right? They're excited because now they control everything. Military, police, right? And also the well-being of every human being and child and baby. Psalm chapter 14. At least they think they're going to. Verse 1. I'll start with verse 1. The fool has said in his heart and his mind, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done an abominable works. There is none that do good. Yep. They don't know what good is. It's not in them. Verse 2. Yahushua looks down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek Yahweh. Verse 3. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that do good, no, not one. Verse 4. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon Yahweh Shai. Huh? Yeah. They don't want to let us go. They still want to keep us in slavery. All right, well, my big brother's coming back. Yahweh Shai, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. 10 feet tall, dark skin, afro. And he's going to remove this wicked kingdom and AI from the face of the earth. And take back the earth in righteousness forever and ever. Verse 5. Let's see, there were they in great fear, for Yahweh is in the generations of the righteous. Woo! Verse 6, you have shamed the counsels of the poor, because Yahushua is his refuge. So we have a king that's going to take care of the matter as soon as the Father Yahweh tells them it is time to come back down and clean up this mess that the wicked have made. Verse 7, oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Israel, of Zion, when Yahweh Shai brings back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. And that's what we're waiting for, and that's what we're praying for. I'll leave it with Proverbs, chapter 21. Start with verse 2. Everywhere where man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh Shai ponders the heart, the mind, right? What they really are doing, their intention, their actions. Verse 3, to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to Yahweh Shai than sacrifice, right? So we do the work to the best of our ability so we can build spiritual credit, and that Yahweh, the Father, and Yahweh Shai, the Son, can have mercy on us. Verse 18, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressors for the upright. Yeah, 2/3 of our people that are excited and happy and participating in this madness, right? Well, they're going to get their licks too. So I read with verse 21. Here that follows after righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. Okay, so this is not going to go on forever. We're going to go through a very, very, very rough ride, okay, that from the wicked. But when they bring in the MO, when they mandate the MOTV, lo and behold, things are going to move so fast that that's when Yahushua will come back and remove this wicked kingdom from the face of the earth. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say, Shalom.